Hey Cindy, I will be with you guys in just a moment. Be right there. I am so excited to show you our project tonight. Just share into a couple of places and then we will be ready to go. Oops, one. Okay, here we are. Hello everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? If we haven't met before, I am Susan Tapley and I am a designer with Couture. So I know I was supposed to do this live last night. However, the best laid plans, you know how it goes. So we had burnt out the motor in our microwave, which is what turns the table around. And my husband goes, oh my gosh, that's such an easy fix. I'm going to order a part and fix it. No big deal. So just as I was getting ready to go live last night, he started working on the microwave, and there are two wires that are stuck together and they were stuck tight. So he was pulling on one end with needle nose pliers, and I'm not sure if he was using his hand or another pair of pliers to work the other end out, but somehow they suddenly came apart and his hands hit the microwave. So he cut like a smiley face into the palm of his hand right now. It kind of had like a flap. So we did a quick trip to a walk-in clinic and all is well. A few stitches and some glue and he should be good before you know it. So anyway, hi Leslie, how are you doing? I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas. Getting there. Got some baking done yesterday. I have a little bit more wrapping and some cooking to do and we are good to go. So I'm not going to keep you talking about that stuff much longer because I'm so excited to show you our project for tonight. So I'm going to show you the sign that we're working on. This is one that we recently had a project workshop on, and we updated this. It had pumpkins on it before, and this time for Christmas we did the vintage truck on it with the Christmas tree, which is just beautiful. I'm going to be sad to take this off, quite honestly, and I think you might be too if you made this with me, but when you see what I've got planned for winter, I think you'll be okay, you'll be happy. So if, as you recall, this is attached to this board with a Velcro strip. So you can take it off just like this and store it for next Christmas. I have little Velcro dots glued on the back here. This part is on there permanently, so we can change this for any seasons that come along. Winter, as you know, nothing really grows. Leslie, you broke your toe? How do you do that? How do you do that? Well, this is something you can do sitting down, so it's all good. So anyway, yes, not too many things grow in the farms in the winter around here, so we're going to make it wintry, but super cute. So you ready to get started with that? I'm going to put this behind me, and I'm going to put that truck back on because we still have a few more days. I usually take my Christmas decorations down like New Year's Day or the day after, not before. So let's put that down there for now. And I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. This is sort of a two-piece project. And oh my gosh, I don't know what to show you first. I've been cutting some wood again. I know, what a bad year. It's been a crappy year. There's no other word for it. So we're going to be using two different transfers to create our winter edition with this. And one of the ones I'm going to be using is one I'm also doing another class with. And it is for the Signpost. So it's the Welcome Signpost, and it's WELCOME. And what you can do is you can take the O out and replace it with one of the shapes on another transfer that we have. It's the add-on collection. So these are the shapes that you can use in place of your O. Leslie, I'm not laughing. Oh, you poor thing. You broke your toe on gravy. I know, this eating stuff is getting dangerous. Anyway, you can replace the O with a star. You can replace it in March with a shamrock. You can replace it in October with a pumpkin. We have for February, Valentine's. We have an Easter egg for March or April. And for the winter, we have the snowflake. So we're going to be using the snowflake tonight. By the way, if you are interested in doing that welcome porch sign, it's I don't know, some people call them porch leaners. It depends who you are and where you live, what they call them. But if you decide that you'd like to join us for a class to do that in January, we will do the welcome part of the board, and we'll also be doing the snowflake and the Valentine. So you'll have some options there for this winter. So, oh, you poor thing. So we're just going to be using the snowflake. So I'm going to put the other pieces away. We're also going to be using a transfer called Let It Snowman. Now this transfer, unfortunately, is no longer available. It is so darn cute though. And these are the pieces that come with Welcome Snowman. There's a couple pieces that on here that we're not going to be using. I'm going to flip my camera so you can see this a little bit better. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to put, where'd it go? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not hooked up to my other camera. Give me just a second. I forgot while I was trying to log in, my daughter called and FaceTime me, and that for some reason it won't go on my do not disturb. It disturbs me anyway. So let me get that camera going here. So sorry. That should do it. All right, let me just put this in overhead. Okay, just when I think I have everything figured out, right? Okay, so there we go. Put you over here, and we'll switch them. Okay, so the pieces that we're going to be using from Welcome Let It Snowman are the letters, mostly S, N. This is going to be our O, and a W. So the O is going to be a snowman. It's got a pair of eyes. It's got some coal for the smile, right? What were those things? And also a carrot nose. So this is going to be super cute. So I had to go ahead a little bit. You are a hot mess. We're all hot messes. We don't care. I went ahead a little bit and started working on this project. This is the background of the piece that we're going to put at the bottom of that sign. Isn't it pretty? So far, I'm super excited about how it looks. And again, we are using just the snowflake for the background. You're going to see a lot of ombre technique in this project, so I know you guys love doing that. So I'm going to show you how I did these two. I started with the center, and I ran, first of all, I started by putting white in the centers, and then I put pink on the edges, and then, of course, blended them together with my finger, and I'm going to show you all about how we did that again. Yes, we did use it last year. You like it, yay! So the second one, the blue one, I did the same thing. I did white in the center and the blue ombre around the edges. So now we're gonna go in on this side. And the reason I did those two first was because I had to wash and dry the transfer in between, and I didn't want you to have to wait for me to do that. So we're gonna start with the green one. And what I have done is I've been using this light box that I purchased on Amazon recently, and I think I'm going to be returning it because it doesn't quite work properly. I'm finding that there's more light on this side and hardly any over here. It's got 3 different light levels, but can you see the difference in the shades there? I really don't think it's supposed to be like that, but it does help even so. So the best way to, oops, get that light back on, to find exactly where the transfers are if you are laying them over a piece that is cut like this is by having a light source beneath it. And you don't even have to have a light box like this. You can use a window. Some people have a glass cover on their coffee table, and they'll put a light underneath and shine it through, and that works too. Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad you like it. So I've already done the first two, like I said. You didn't want to sit around waiting for my transfers to dry. So now I'm just going to find a happy place for this. Oh, stop it. And we will chuck this one in a different color. So I did have to twist it a couple times to get it in the right spot. I think I'm almost there. Can you see how the light shines through? It's so much easier to see where you're going to be working. This is not quite right yet. Let me turn it again. Come on now. The other two went on too easy, so this one's going to, of course, be the one give me trouble. That's not quite right either. Hold on. So I'm going to do this one in a green. Put a couple of different colors on there. Why does this not want to line up? I think I'm almost there. Well, it's a little bit wonky for some reason, but that's okay. We can do wonky. It won't matter in the long run. Okay. I'm going to rub that all down nice and tight. I have used this before. Yeah, I have to move it just a little bit. I have used this transfer before, so I don't need to go in and fuzz it. There, that's pretty good, except for right here. Jeez. As soon as I get one part to line up, the other one doesn't. There, that's good. That's pretty good. All right. So this is how this works. And if you have any questions while I'm working, please ask. I'm happy to answer your questions. So I'm going to move my light box out of the way so that I don't get chalk all over it like I did the last time I used it. And we're going to work this with white. And I'm also using eucalyptus. This is actually sage. I don't know why it says eucalyptus on the bottom. I think they put the wrong name on the jar. But if you have something similar, that'll work too. This hasn't been used in a while and needs a little love, so I'm going to water it a little bit and stir it well. So Leslie, can you walk? I want to know how debilitating your broken toe is. Ooh, this is really thick. I might have to grab another jar. I don't need too much, but still. I have a bad toenail from dropping something on it. I don't even remember what it was, but I'm sure I dropped something. All right, I'm not going to work this whole jar. It is pretty low at the bottom here, and it's fairly dry, but I don't need a lot, so I'm just going to work enough so that I can go around the edges of the snowflake. It's going to be pretty. Okay, that's pretty good. And I've already worked with the white today, so I don't even need to re-stir this one up. Okay, so I'm using the small squeegees for this project, and I went around with the white till right about where the branches of the snowflake forks off. See the little forks all the way around? You don't need to be exact about it at all. Doesn't matter. But I just sort of started in the center and worked my way around. I'm leaving it pretty thick so that I have time to go all the way around all of the different branches of the snowflake. I don't know, is that what they're called, branches? Big toe, left foot. Ugh. Well, at least you can drive. That stinks. And they really can't do anything with your feet, can they? So, yep, Steve got 6 stitches in his hand last night. That was, yeah, not something we really expected to be doing last night, but you gotta do what you gotta do. He's not real good with needles and things, so he kept his eyes shut. And we went to a new walk-in clinic near us in Agawam. We walked right in. It was really wonderful, and the staff was awesome. Great experience there. I had a great experiences, you know. You know how guys are. Okay, so I've got it all around the center. Now I'm going to go in with the green. Like I said, I don't need a ton. I just need enough to just kind of get to the ends of these. And I'm not touching the white. I'm going right up to it, but leaving just a little space in between. Just a little gap, because that's where we're going to blend our colors together. And this is exactly the same way that I did it with the pink and the blue. So I'm going to be offering this as a workshop in January. I think it's going to have to be the second week. I'm going to need a little time off the first week of January for some personal time. But then I'll be back after that, and we will be rocking and rolling in workshops. So if you were at the last one where we did the trucks, you definitely ought to let me know if you'd like to come to this one too. I have 2 of the surfaces available if you know anybody that would like to join us, or if you weren't there the first time but would like to come the next time to do this one. We can, I have 2 surfaces left. Not going to be making any more until the spring because it's kind of an outdoor job to take those pallets apart and cut them, and it can get a little messy. So I'll be doing some more in the spring probably. I am at the bottom of this jar. My gosh, but I'm going to make it. I think I can. So I am working pretty quickly because you don't want this chalk to dry before you have a chance to pull up your transfer. It is all covered. Now I'm going to go back in with the white one and scoop off all of that extra thick paste that I left on there and put it right back in the jar. You're going to do it. Awesome. I know I had a few people who were interested in the Christmas truck, but for one reason or another couldn't make it. So if you guys are watching, let me know if this is going to be your time. So I'm scooping off the excess green now. And remember, you got to work quickly because it's going to dry fast. It's a pretty thin coat right there. Now, I'm going to take your finger off to the side here. I'm just spraying a little bit of water, tapping it off on a cloth. And you're just going to, right in between the white and the green, just make little tiny swirls with your finger and just follow all the way around. You can add more water if you need to, but just keep those nice tight little circles going and work your way all the way around so everything's covered. And you can see where the green and the white are blending together, and that's what gives it that really cool like ombre effect. This is a technique that we've had fun with, huh? It always looks cool. Okay, let me get this right here. Looks like I got a little air bubble. Ah, forgot my paper towels. All right, I'm gonna pull this off. Peel and reveal. I love it. I think the colors are awesome. Especially with that black behind them, they look really, really nice. They pop. You guys are gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna dry this for just a second. And then we'll move on to the front of this sign. It's gonna be really cool. Now, if you are new to chalking, you will maybe not know that you can just let this air dry, or you can dry it with your hair dryer. Tonight I'm using a heat tool. And this is a high heat that can burn your chalk or your skin, so be really careful to keep it moving. Thanks, Leslie. It's always nice when you have this idea in your mind and it comes out as nice as you think it will. I love it. All right, I'm not going to dry this too thoroughly. I don't really need to because I'm going to let it dry for a little while. Let's close up this green. And then we're going to start working on the top layer. Leslie, are you able to put your shoe on? Are you stuck in slippers, or do you have one of those crazy boots? Poor thing. That stinks. All right. So there we go. I use, by the way, in case you wondered, I use Morning Sky for the blue. I use peony or peony, or it depends where you live again, how you pronounce that. And I use sage green and white for this snowflake. So far, so good. All right, I'm just going to put these aside for now. And I'm going to show you the snow cutout that I have. So this is what we're going to be putting the SNOW on. And it's going to go on top right here when we're done. Whoops, let me move it up. Right there. So cute. All right, let me move this again. Leave that there to dry. And we'll start working on this one. And I'm going to be doing ombre again. Let me get my finger cleaned up before I start that though. Looks like I'm gonna have a green finger. Just your Uggs. Oh. Did you just do that today? Amazing Grace, huh? All right, so we're gonna start. I think I'm gonna do the S and the W at the same time because I can. Since they're not touching, I can do that. Oh, thank you. That makes me happy when you tell me you love my stuff. So here's my S. And again, it's going to be so much easier because I've got the light behind it. Is that all the way up? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's really dark on this side. It doesn't look as, I'm trying to see it in your light here, but it does help even though it isn't quite right. But I think I'm going to return it and try another one. Yeah, I can't even see it here. That's better. Okay, let's find this S, a good happy place. That looks great right there. And we'll do the W too. Yesterday. Ugh. I'm hoping that you've got all of your shopping done for Christmas and you're getting some help with anything else you need to do, huh? And put the W over here. So again, these have been used before. They've already been written on the backs of and fuzz, so they're just perfectly good to go here. There we go. I'm really excited to do the snowman face. Last time I did it, I don't think I put the mouth on it. I just kind of left it. Do you think we should put a mouth on the snowman? All right, stay down. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the ombre again. And I think what I'm gonna do is leave the top part of the letters white and come in with that light blue again on the bottom. Good girl, Cindy. I have a couple things left to wrap and I am done at 2. I'm happy about that. Okay, so again, this blue is called Morning Sky. If you don't have the exact colors that I'm using, use what you have. Don't worry about it. It'll come out just as pretty. Let's put this to the side for now. And we'll go back to that later. Okay, so are you guys noticing the difference? I've got new lights that I'm using. My computer looks darker than my camera, so I'm kind of wondering if it's working well enough. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do white on the top halves of these and then come in with the blue. So grabbing my white paste, we're just going to cover the open areas of the silk screen to right about here. I'm going to leave that thick and come back and do the whole thing all at once. Do the W next. Again, about halfway. I'm going to go right over the little bit of the top of the W there, that little peak. And up here. I'm at the bottom of my jars, you guys. Gonna need to grab some from my shop. And then we're going to take the blue. It is much brighter? Good. Good to know. That's been bugging me for a while. That my lights were terrible. So that's good. Glad they look better. Okay. Oops. Looks like it lifted just a little bit when I went by it. So we'll see what happens. I don't worry about it if things don't come out perfect. So it's all good. Handmade, you know? It's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, scraping off the blues. I think I'll do one at a time. We'll scrape off the blue here. And I'll scrape the white. I'm just removing all of the excess paste. You don't want to leave a thick coat on there. You want it nice and thin. That's what makes it look cool and chalky. And let's get that finger wet again. Tap it off, and we're going to start blending right between the two areas where the white and the blue meet. Right there. All right, abracadabra. Oh, I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, let's do the blue and the white on the W. This one is jumping around like crazy. Does not want to stay down right there for some reason. There's the blue and the white. Okay, and again, dampen my finger and swirl in between. What do you guys like better, the ombre or the hot mess technique? Do you have a preference? All right, peel that. So cute. Okay, we're going to dry this a little bit so we can do the N and the O. I think I'm actually going to do this. No, I guess I'll do the N first. Wasn't sure really, but you guys are just popping in. Say hello and thank you for SHARING my video. That's the best compliment you can give me if you're enjoying my technique classes. This should dry pretty quickly because it's a nice thin coat. All right, let's go in with the N, and then we'll do the snowman face last. It really does help to have this light, I'll tell you. Otherwise, it's kind of a shot in the dark sometimes. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, do the blue on the bottom. I'm being really careful not to put too much pressure on the transfer where it's covering the S. If you push down too hard, it can actually reactivate the chalk beneath it and cause it to lift. So just be real careful in those areas. That's also a good reason to have your transfer fuzzed, which is what we do when a lot of times when you have this went right through the blue. If you're using a new transfer, they're super, super sticky. And if you're doing a layering technique, and we're not supposed to be layering here, but it kind of does a little bit, it can pull up the chalk that's underneath that if it's too sticky. So we stick it on something like a towel or a t-shirt to pick up a little bit of lint, which helps prevent that from happening. Okay. I did a little bit of ombre by mistake already. It's okay. It's all good. Okay. Again, I'm getting my finger damp, and I'm going to go in here and got little swirlies all around. It's a messy job. Somebody's got to do it, right? Okay, let's peel that back. Nice. All right, definitely going to need to dry this before we do the snowman. Did I get chalk on it? good. Comes off. It's a little bit of chalk dust. All right. Ready for the snowman? I'm done with the blue, so I'm going to put that away. And we're going to be using a little bit of gray on the snowman face. Awesome! I'm glad you're excited about it, Cindy. I am too. I'm going to be using Storm around the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the snowman face on here, and we're going to do pretty much what we just did with the letters. I'm going to do white around the middle and a very little bit of gray all around the edges, and blend it with my finger in the ombre again. So let's get this on there. Yeah, I'm excited about this class too. It's fun when I've had something in my mind for a while and to actually see it come to fruition, and you know, that other people get to enjoy it too. I love that. All right, our snowman is in place. What do we decide to do? Should we put his mouth on this time? I know we didn't with the last year at our project workshop. We decided not to, but we certainly can. I'm going to stir this up a little bit and try to. I'm right at the bottom of the jar, and I want to kind of get it towards the center. Yeah, there's still a lot in here. It's amazing how much you can get out of a jar of paste. Sometimes it gets caught under the edges. You just got to clean it up a little bit. There we go. All right, let me get the gray stirred. And again, this is called Storm. If you have a different gray, that'll work too. You could also use blue. You could use whatever color you want. This is a little thicker than I like it to be. I like it to be about the consistency of cake batter, and this is more like brownie batter. So I'm going to give it a little bit of distilled water. You try not to use tap water if you can help it. Grab a bottle of distilled water at your grocery store, and it'll last you a good long time. And what I'm finding was that tap water was causing mold to grow in my jars. So yeah, we don't like that. Yes for the mouth. Okay. I'm gonna have a happy snowman. That looks much better. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start again in the center, and then I'll work the edges. And we're just going to do a very light coat of the light gray around the edges. You don't want it to be dirty looking, but by putting the gray around it, it will define the edges of the snowman. So here we go. Again, I'm leaving this kind of thick so that I can work a little bit slower. Whoops, I'll just lift it a little bit. Watch out for that. Yeah, when you're doing a technique like ombre, especially when you're trying to be really careful about where you're putting your paste, it does take a little bit of time, and this chalk-based paste dries so quickly sometimes, depending on if you have your heat on in your room or the humidity. A lot of factors can have a bearing on how quickly your chalk paste dries. Okay, let's go with the gray now. I'm going to use a mini squeegee for this one. And just barely touch the edges all the way around. This does not want to stick. What the heck? There's not a lot of surface for it to cling to around the edges, so it's just lifting a little bit. But when I put the paste on it, it seems to hold it fine. So I'm just going barely around the edges. Okay, we have it all the way around. I'm going to scrape off a little bit of excess that I left. Didn't leave too much. Okay, and then the white, scrape that. I feel like I'm frosting a cake here tonight. Oops, trying to get the lines out. Sometimes you get lines from your squeegee, and if you can smooth those out, that's awesome. Not the worst thing in the world if you can't, though. All right, good. So get that finger wet, tap it off, and start with your swirls again. Just blend in the gray and the white together right around the edges, little tiny circles. You don't want a big line of gray, but you want to just sort of blend nice and easy. A little more water. There we go, that's better. Sometimes when it feels sticky, that means you need a little more water on your finger. Okay, looks like a little gray cloud right now. All right, looks good. So I'm feeling it's like it's starting to dry now. It kind of gets draggy. That means you better work fast and peel that up. And there's my snowball. Let's see, we'll dry that a little bit. Tacky still. Put it up higher so you can see it. All right. So the next part that I'm going to do is his little nose. And I mean, you really could start anywhere, but I have a little point right here in the W that his nose should fit right into, so that'll be a good guide for where to put his eyes and mouth. So I'm using orange peel for this one. Oop, this looks like it hasn't been used in a while. Didn't we just do Halloween stuff? Oh my goodness. Give that a little bit of water and stir it. Again, I don't need a ton of this, just enough to do the nose for now. I'll definitely work on these later, but you know, while we're live and I just need a little bit, I'm just gonna make enough to do the nose. Come on now. Okay, that ought to be enough. Okay, all right. Let's find that nose. Here it is. Here's our little carrot nose. And that is going to go right about here. Like that. This is really going to start developing some personality now. Okay. Let's see. Here's a little mini. Where'd it go? There it is. Couldn't find my paste that I stirred. Okay. Don't need a lot. You really don't need a lot of chalk on most projects unless it's a really big one. There we go. We've got it covered, and scrape off the excess. Right back into the jar. There's a line right there I'm going to grab. All right, and we'll peel that off. It's getting cuter. Whoops, there we go. All right, we're going to dry this before we do the eyes and the mouth. I can't wait to put this all together. I know that Cindy and Leslie, you guys have both made Christmas gifts this year with your Couture supplies. I feel like I get to be part of your Christmas just because of that. Okay, let's see. Let's do the smile now. Oh, let's do the eyes first. We'll do them after. I'm gonna need to get some black up here. It's behind me somewhere. All right, let's find a place for the eyes. I guess it doesn't really matter where it goes exactly. Right? Should I tilt them or put them straight? Let's tilt them a little bit. Fortunately, I can't see through the wood to know where those are going. Let me just grab my black back here. Alright, I've got Shimmer Shadow, which is a slightly sparkly black. You delivered your presents today. Did they open them? Oh, this is almost gone too. Ah, you guys are cleaning me out. I have a bigger jar over here. I'll just use this. Alright, this is a deep jar. Used to be that designers could get I think it's a 4-ounce jar of chalk paste, because we use a lot of certain colors like black and white, neutrals essentially. Now I get chalk dust everywhere. So we did have a larger size jar like this just for that purpose, so that we could use them for our classes. So I'm going to use my multi-tool here. This is a very cool tool because it's got this kind of hook shape on one end, which cleans your jars really nicely right under the rims. This end you can also use for stirring, but it's also got this small squeegee on the bottom. So those are super handy to have. So it's perfect for the eyes and the mouth that we're going to do next. Let's cover those little eyes. And we'll peel that up. Adorable. Dry this for just a quick second. Oh, they didn't open them yet. Well, hopefully they'll open them with you. I always love to see if people like what I got them. Okay. And now the smile. Here we go. So this is, again, another kind of shot in the dark. Can't really tell where exactly it goes, but I'm avoiding, obviously, his nose. And we'll see how it comes out. I think it's going to be cute no matter what we do to it. Okay. See how nice this tiny squeegee on the end works for this? I'm going to have a lot of cleaning up to do tonight. Alright, and my glue's hot because we're going to be putting this together in just a few more minutes. Oh, he's so cute. I'm so glad we get to do this together. I love it. Hello, Miss Annie. How are you tonight? We are done with this part. Is that adorable or what? Excited. So Annie, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but we were doing the second part of our Farmstand sign. Now we're going to put our first part and our second parts together. So this is the second part. There is chalk dust everywhere on my table, but look how cute that is. All right, so this is the first part that we made earlier. We've got our snowflakes, which is the background to our snowman, of course. And that is going to be attached right here. What do you think? You love it? Oh, thank you. All right, so my hot glue is cooking. It should be ready. I'm going to lower the snowman so that it's not like perfectly even. You could do it like that, but I want it to extend a little bit lower, just a little, just to offset it just a little bit. All right, it looks pretty good. You bought that. Which one did you buy? The snowman? I probably did have a sale last year. These are not available anymore. It's one I think they should have brought back, but I had a few because I knew I wanted to do more with it. It's great when you can use your transfers more than once, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just running hot glue along the back here. And I'm not putting it right on the bottom because, again, this is going to extend over the bottom edge a little bit. Come on, my glue gun doesn't want to stay in the stand. Stay. There. All right, so this should go right about here, like so. There. I'm excited. I really like it. I can't wait to see it on the sign. Are you ready for that? Okay, so I'm going to pick up the sign. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to switch my camera again so that you can see the sign that we're working on. Again, we've just taken the truck off the bottom of our sign. This is our Christmas truck. And this is our big Farmstand sign. It's pretty big. They're about, I think they're 18 by 24-ish. Let's see if I can get it all in there. It's pretty big. And we've got Velcro that holds the pieces onto the bottom right here. So we've taken the truck off, and what we're going to do is, thank you, Cindy, is we're going to put this part down the bottom here like so. All right, so this is the tricky part, is getting the Velcro on. Let's see if I can move a couple things around here. Let's see, put you down here for now. So I have the Velcro dots on the bottom. I'm sorry, maybe I'll turn it this way, you can see a little better. Okay. You can see a few of the little dots that are around on the bottom. So you have to figure out if they're the fuzzy side or the loopy side to start with. Where did I put my Velcro? I had it over there. Okay, so these are the dots that I use. And what I found out that was that it's a good idea to hot glue your Velcro pieces on, as well as onto the wood piece and the sign. So let me see if I can flip you there so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see that the dots are all over the place. I'm just going to put the opposite side. So these are the loopy kinds. I'm going to put the fuzzies right on top of the other ones. Like so. Did I just do the wrong one? Yeah, I did. Did the wrong one. Stay there. I tried to put these in spaces so that I thought other pieces would fit nicely on top of. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we don't have to adjust any of them. Okay, so those are on there. Let's get our snowman. Do not tip off my table. And that's gonna go. I'm gonna stand up and do this so we get it in the right spot, hopefully. And I'm putting the bottom edge of the snowflake area right just a little above the wood. Looks about centered there. Okay, now I'm gonna give that a good push. And then I'm gonna show you how it looks before I glue it again. So here we go. It's so sweet, you guys. Okay, so as I was saying, thank you, Cindy. I got too much stuff on my table here. Let's see if I'm going to turn it this way. You guys are going to have to bear with me while I do this. I can do it later, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the snowman part off of this surface, and I'm going to pull the Velcro that's on the back side of the new part off and put a little dot of glue underneath just to hold them really tight. So I am so excited for this class. You guys are going to love it. Get it nice and close for you to see it. Oops, tipping the wrong way. He's sweet. And I know you can't grow anything in the winter really, but snowflakes and snowmen, why the heck not? Well, that is what I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed. And if you came to my last Farmstand workshop, I hope you're going to want to come to this one too, because it's really, really fun. I will be putting out the dates for that ASAP. Getting kind of busy with holidays and all, but I know you guys are going to want to be able to sign up for those classes. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I might be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'd love to, but it's going to get crazy busy, I'm sure. Santa Claus is coming. So Merry Christmas, and thank you for being such a blessing to me all year round. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.